This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Tired of the same old routine? Night after night after night. Then put the fire back into your life. Who are you? The worst nightmare. Relive the action. Experience the power. And feel the heat. All over again.
I'm coming to get you.
Take home Stallone in First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, and Rambo 3 at the super low price of $9.98 each.
Find them, or I'll find you.
Rambo, collect them all, and discover how exciting life can be.
Oh my word, we got a crazy bunch of people here tonight. So, to start it off, we're talking about the most jingoistic, patriotic, mullet-induced way to sum up the 80s. It's the Rambo franchise, following the one, the only, Sylvester Stallone, also co-writer, co-director, and not only is it what he's known for, but also his essential just vanity project. He decides, I'll make this guy a quarter Navajo, I'll have him be set up, and he'll escape every time.
Well, I was about ready to open with Eat Lightning and Crap Thunder, but it's the wrong part for that.
So, Hans, how were you introduced to the crazy adventures of Mr. Stallone?
Mr. Stallone, what would be the first one I saw?
Oh, what was it, Rocky or Rambo or something else?
I think it was Rocky 4.
It was Rocky 4 you first saw it. Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
I think that was the first one.
Awesome. Cliff's also joining us, and Tom is also with us. How are you two?
Doing great. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Yep.
Hans, what's happening?
What's going on?
The whole crew back together. It's being very expendable.
We are the Expendables.
Yeah, I see everyone's wearing black. You got the memo.
Right. We had to jam out at your place, so but we had to break a few guitars first. Mike is here, and as always, we just love just making fun of movies that even if we like it, you can't not find something cheesy inherent within it. Like, these Rambo movies pretty much sum up the craziness that is the 80s in a nutshell.
Well, it was acceptable in the 80s.
Well, the second Rambo movie certainly kicked off 80s action, I'd say.
Absolutely.
It also started this weird thing. It's funny because you said the second Rambo movie. It is probably one of the weirdest naming conventions that happened, because it's First Blood Part 2 Rambo, and then it became Rambo 3. It's like,
yeah,
First Blood Part 3. And what are we doing?
Yeah, we're just gonna run with the name now.
A very unusual hijacking.
It was one of those things, though, that anyone of probably over 40 or so would remember it being like, it's like the pedantic, it's Frankenstein's monster. And so it's like, actually, Rambo is the second film.
Right.
I always remember that was like the first joke I ever made, like, to an adult that someone laughed, where I was like, why isn't there are they just going to do Rambo, like, Second Blood Part 1, Part 2?
Yeah.
Anybody remember the movie show on radio in the 90s?
Where would that? Was that syndicated?
It was, I think so. I called in one time and we were talking about bad movie titles, and I mentioned Rambo First Blood Part 2. Sounds like a car accident, Anyway.
Right. Well, it's
The
not
whole said
uncommon.
Rambo was a great title, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but I know what you mean. It's just like,
Yeah.
I can't think of any gamer, if they didn't say, like, when they're playing and beating each other up, if they're not describing themselves as going AWOL, they're probably saying, I'm going to go Rambo on your ass.
But Mike, I think you're right. That does sound suspiciously like this title was originally going to be a video that you would watch during driver's ed. Rambo, first blood.
Ramming speed, yeah. Blammo. Yeah. We also got Oreo joining in here, so now the shitstorm can really begin.
Yep.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I just got a whole bunch of new books to make in the slideshow, so I'm happy about that.
You're not going to blow them up and burn them down and then build them up again?
Fuck no, these are rare ones.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at my stuff today, and I thought I had the entire set. It turns out I only have book one, like 5 more. I'm like, so I got them off of a website, and I'm almost done with getting them in the slideshow form.
Sweet.
Speaking of novelizations, if anyone has the novelization for Predator 2, I've just found out that that's, for no reason that man will ever understand, one of the most expensive books you can try to buy.
I know where you can find that. I know exactly where you can find that shit. Go to annasarchive.org and look it up. It should be on there. That's where I get most.
Archive. Okay.
That's where I get most of my books.
Well, it's you'd think it wouldn't be that hard to find, but that's like what makes something valuable is it has to cross the line of everyone would. It's more expensive to keep the thing than throw it away. And then that's when it crosses the line, and who the fuck was keeping Predator 2 novelization or bought it in the first
Danny
place?
Glover, for one.
Danny Glover was crossing the line, but Josh, don't you know the line should be drawn here?
Yeah, draw the line here. Yeah, Danny Glover for sure. Danny Glover undoubtedly was going, when I think back of all my great roles, when I won a Tony for Raisin in the Sun, and I'm known for all these great things, but Predator 2 really is the one that I want to memorialize.
I mean, that's my favorite performance from him.
The first one.
I love that movie.
I know, it's so damn good.
Danny Glover pretty much sums up Stallone's ego-headed career, and that is he's getting too old for this shit.
Well, and to think he could have made that a franchise for himself too,
right? Can you imagine Murtaugh actually being played by Stallone?
Hey guys,
how you doing? We have no shortage of mullets here. So I've already summed up. I've already described what we're about to talk about, and so as a warning, we're not going to use 5 stars. We're going to use 5 exploding arrows as our rating.
No, I think you want to use like 5 goes for the Rocky movies and
this is Arnold.
5 exploding arrows for like Rambo.
I can't understand you. Stop it now.
You need to talk clear like me.
Oh God!
Watching this to the public, thereby exposing you to the public.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say up front, with all their imperfections, with all their overdone plot lines, I'm gonna give that original trilogy a 4 out of 5. It's 80s AF. It's crazy. I love how they each separate it. Because like the first chapter is being set up by crooked cops, Billy Jack style, and then part 2 is getting betrayed by both the CIA and then beating up the Russians and the Viet Cong all in one movie. Well, and then part 3 is I'm going to rescue my mentor, the Colonel Trotman.
And a foreshadowing.
Can we just talk about how insane like the first Rambo is and like its restraint? I think one person dies by accident in the entire movie. Yeah. But when you think of Rambo, it's body count, like action, like greased up, muscle bound. But that's not what the first one was. Like,
it's a thriller.
Fucking right turn.
Do you know about
from that franchise? Like, it just became this other ridiculous thing,
right? And it's so funny. We'll get to the book and some of the other behind the scenes stuff, but for the movies, it is funny how it's a thriller for the most part. It's not.
Well, the first one's like saying something about like how we treat our veterans and like there's a message. Like it's a good movie. Like a
PTSD.
Yeah, but then it just becomes. Remember the Vietnam War, but what if we won?
Right,
that'd be cool. Right?
It predates all our
This is what
crazy
they
video
do.
games that we end up playing nowadays.
I think the thing that gets me the most is, the character of Rambo barely says a fucking word in the movie. It's like,
That's true.
it's mostly the exposition is left to Troutman and the sheriff, and like when Troutman says, he's not a man, he's a killing machine. This is one man who's known one thing: how to survive.
Yeah.
And you don't know what. And he's like, you don't know what you're up against. And he starts. Rambo's like, here are the cops with and they get the National Guard. And here are the cops in the National Guard, and they're going against the guy who's like a trained commando. Like the only thing he knows what to do is how to survive off the land. How
And,
to
It's way more
the trailer
easy going.
showcases the dialogue too.
Yeah,
Which is really cool.
Unlike most trailers, it didn't go just straight to the explosions. Like it's just as suspenseful as the movie.
He's a trained killer.
I mean,
Dogs
it's
can't
barely
go
an
out.
action movie.
Yeah.
Until like the
Basically, yeah.
end when he like destroys the town.
We just unfortunately lost Ted Kotcheff, the director of that. He did so
Yeah.
many Playhouse 90 kind of stuff. Later directed a few other movies starring the likes of Kurt Russell, Dolph Lundgren, and various episodes of SVU. And you're just like, man, that's your best movie, though.
Can you think of another franchise that started off as one thing and then took such deviation into an entirely different genre?
Honestly, Aliens did almost the same thing. It went from a suspense thriller horror to an action film and did it well. They very much parallel. I mean, First Blood is extremely, you can tell it's from a book, right? It's very literary.
Yeah.
There's very classic themes of sort of man versus nature and primal natures.
It's almost intellectual.
Very much so. What do we do with these people who only know one thing? I forget who it was that said that, right? He's been trained for this. What else can he do? We don't have a place for him in polite society. It was very much top of mind for people in that era, but it also speaks to your Apocalypse Nows and all the other sort of stories that were coming out that wanted to explore this theme.
Wait, didn't John Milius have a hand? I keep thinking he had a hand in that. I don't know if he did or not.
He had it in Apocalypse Now, but
Okay.
he definitely spoke highly of Rambo type movies where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make more movies like that."
Well, the thing that blows my mind is it was a movie about a Vietnam vet coming home and how he, like you said, he has PTSD. And then as the 80s move along, it becomes, jingoistic, we're going to fight the Vietnamese, then we're going to fight the Russians.
Rambo goes with the
flow. They just do fan
fan
fiction on the Vietnam War. It's like, how about we won this time? And how about we beat the Russians?
Chances are you were seeing Rambo if you weren't watching some other big 80s franchise like Back to the Future, Indiana Jones.
Missing in action.
There you go.
That was the sort of classic, for those of us growing up in the 80s, the classic schoolyard discussion, which now we still see online. But are you a Stallone, Schwarzenegger, or Chuck Norris? And everyone had their thing. I definitely was Team Schwarzenegger, I'll just admit, which has led to some of my bias about Stallone.
I'm Team Michael Bean. He's the greatest action.
Yeah, we all agree on that.
So,
I was hype on that.
You could be Team Christopher Reeve as Superman. There you go. What's everyone's personal favorite entry of this whole saga?
Part 3, easy.
No, for me, it'd be the first one.
The first one.
Okay.
For me, like the first one and the rest are just so wildly different. I almost have to take the first one out and just be like, it's its own thing. It's great, but I love the fourth one, like Rambo.
All right,
it's so brutal and
was that
unapologetic, and it's fantastic.
He goes to Burma, and they make the style be a little more like Blood Diamond and Black Hawk Down, where people are getting shot in the.
Has the blonde girl from Buffy in it.
Yeah, Julie Benj. Yeah.
Julie Benj.
I remember when they were doing the previews for that, and they're like, he's making another Rambo movie. What's going to be Rambo fights the Social Security?
Yeah.
No, that was That was
But
Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one where he's the
That
Fox
was Rambo
News
Blood.
viewer.
Well, and the
Last
most
one's
Vietnam
no good,
thing about
but-
and the most Vietnam thing about that movie was just the tunnels that he built.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
it.
that.
That's
Pillboxes are my favorite thing.
I will say
go ahead.
in First Blood, when Stallone jumps off a cliff into a pine tree, you're kind of stretching the credibility a bit. But doesn't he do like almost a cartoon? Ooh ah when he
Yeah.
He looks like that
Going-
Mac and me that goes
falling
off
down
the
each
cliff
branch.
in the wheelchair.
I remember
in the
when
storyline, it's so serious that you really don't care. You know, you
Well,
Yeah.
the first
Yeah,
one
you bought in, like you're
with the
you're
first
in.
you're in,
comparison
exactly.
to the first one, you made a comparison to Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter was 78, and even though First Blood came out in 82,
Yeah.
it still had a 70s feel to it for me.
Yeah.
It had that
Yeah.
gritty feel. It had that you know.
You can't
You know-
tell me those crooked cops were not high on cocaine, just looking for something to do.
Well-
Yeah, I objectively agree with you all. Like the first one is objectively like the best movie, although I'm
Yeah, it's
guilty.
the
of-
best movie.
It's the best movie,
is
but
it
you said
the most
favorite.
fun.
Yeah,
Do
my
I want to
favorite.
watch it over and
My
over?
favorite
Probably
is
not.
part 2, just because of how he's just like, okay, you either stay in this prison, rehabilitating yourself for no good, or you fight this war that you're already not supposed to fight once again.
Fair. I don't remember who it was that said 3, but that one to me,
Oreo.
I'm a pure action guy, right? And so I like that one more. I'll admit that the first one's a better movie, but 3 especially because there was a Genesis game that came out where you're like firing arrows into the helicopter and blowing it up.
Yeah.
That was like the shit to me. I was
As a
about
pure
that life.
80s action movie, 3
Pure
is the
80s. You
best.
distilled down to
Like
its
it had the
technical
highest
basis
body
and shit.
count ever at the time.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'm
just
sure-
it's everything you want
Yeah.
out of
And
an
if you jumped onto a pine tree, it would have made it more serious.
I think the one thing
Actually
that
would have been
cracks me up
toning
the
it
most
down
is
a
when-
bit.
Go ahead, Tom.
But I will say there is a special thing that goes with Rambo, the second one, is that it was the only one that got parodied by Weird Al
Yeah,
in
I
UHF.
knew it was going to go into UHF too.
Yes.
Oh, and they did it in Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
yes,
I
right.
love that movie. It's
And then the director of Commando admitted we just stole the finale Rambo 2 and one upped it.
Well, if you look at it, like the first one is almost a different genre, and the second and third one are almost a different genre. They're
You
just
could almost say the last
action
one is
movie,
a different
like
genre.
Yeah,
crazy
that's
80
true.
movies,
Yeah.
and the fourth one is kind of another one too. It's like more realistic and brutal, and
I
like,
remember with the fourth one, him getting yanked up for using HGH. I'm like, well, what the fuck do you expect him to do? Go out there and burn me and
I
shit?
remember. Yeah, he got
Honesty
jacked
there.
up.
Because that was the same time he was doing Rocky Balboa.
Yeah,
Or
he
no,
was,
2 years
they kind of
2
came
years,
up
but-
like back to back almost.
Yeah.
Right. Same producers who later got in that scandal with those bad Bruce Willis movies. We've talked about them before, but
Which one?
The first one was a Reacher.
Randall Emmett.
That's a classic Reacher plot. Big dude that's super tough goes into a small town. It's not just Reacher. That's the most modern.
Yeah, but I know what you
Younger
mean. Gets
listeners.
into a conflict.
That is a classic move.
Fights a war
Small town.
that's not his war, and
Walking tall, all that stuff.
all that. He's literally in the wrong side of town, and it is so funny. Yeah, part 4, the theatrical, I'd give like a 3 out of 5. It's fun, but it doesn't really feel like Rambo. But it's a good standalone war movie once you get past the grittiness and how depressing it is.
it's weirdly closer to the first one.
Yeah,
than
Yeah.
any of the others.
but to that credit, I do love the director's cut, which is called John Rambo even more because
I mean,
he
he directed it too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He directed everything, all those throat rippings and having that brutal Burma guy.
Like just that beginning when they have the peasants like run through a minefield and then like 50 cal them, like it's like, oh shit, we're
they're
doing
dead
something
either
here.
way. Yeah, it's just like it's like what's going on here. So, and I mean that's where he introduced how he's like I intended Rambo to be like part Navajo, and he shows him going back finally home for good at the very end, and so it was a good closure. And so then for Last Blood to come along, it's like, okay, you already closed the door though. Why
Yeah,
are
that
you
movie
coming
kind
back?
of sucked.
What do you say, John? Fuck him.
I didn't like that.
I
one.
enjoyed it. But
What is
like,
what was the plot of Last Blood? What was the plot of that?
Oh,
That was all Mexicans online, and he got mad at them.
Or basically, yeah, like it's basically every backwards bit of politics you can think of is like, I hate all the cartels. I'm gonna blow them up. It's like what?
It was revenge over. I don't know if she was even really family, but it was.
It was his teenage granddaughter.
Yeah,
but the new one, however, I'm already confident it'll be better. John Rambo. It's the person who directed Sisu, which talk about pure action, no fucking about. And at least according to what I see, Stallone is not involved in any way. So
they're doing another one.
Let's go. So is this to be John
Sisu.
Rambo in the past or something?
They're doing
it's meant to be a sequel, direct sequel to First Blood. And if you've seen Sisu, then you know what, if this person sticks with it, what they're capable of.
Well, and it's a shame
I
that
had no
they
idea
had,
this existed or was
they
going
had
to
all
exist.
these other opportunities, and they unfortunately have squandered them either due to Stallone's ego or just no interest. Like Rodriguez was going to produce a show for AMC that fell through. There were rumors of a Predator versus Rambo movie that fell through. That would have been an awesome comic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that should be a comic, not.
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, Last Blood.
We've seen AVP movies, and that did not.
That did not
was
do
not
well.
a good idea.
No, that was not a good idea. Deep hurting. Go ahead, Mike.
The issue I've got, and it's a sequel problem a lot of times. First Blood was a great story, and it had a resolution. And he had this big breakdown at the end of the movie, and it was almost like it was therapeutic for him, and he was finally going to get over Vietnam and move on to a normal life. But then they and he just goes back.
Then they're just like, hey, let's just do Vietnam again. Let's go.
I never read the
Vietnam. Too seriously, but you know,
okay.
You know, I never read the book.
Trying to say?
We'll get to the book. Go. But,
okay.
But that's what I love too, is the Colonel Trotman does not in any way actually betray his protege. He's basically just the negotiator. He is the last line of defense, literally. He is the one keeping him all the other...
he's an enabler.
Absolutely. He's an enabler, but
he's not good for him.
But
what is it, the third one that he's like
I know
a bunch of monks and like having just a peaceful life? He's like, hey, how about you go kill a bunch of Russians?
In the sequels, he's basically a pawn. He's a sheep. But I just find it interesting how he's keeping all these inept cops away from him. He's like, no, don't.
Oh, in the first one, yeah.
Do not do this. It's not.
I know you're going to talk about. I know you're going to talk about the books in a second, Kim. It feels like the story must have ended with Rambo dying, because it just feels like that kind of movie. Right? There's no way out. I haven't read it, so I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, because no way a studio would let that happen.
Well, and Stallone didn't.
Although it's the original ending for the first film.
Yeah, but that's what it is an interesting ending to watch, because it's still done with a much gusto, but it is interesting how Synergy Pictures, the same company that Kuroko, which was doing a bunch of Arnold hits and also produced other hits like Die Hard Free and Starship Troopers, they were pretty much like, do whatever as long as Stallone's happy. And Stallone was like, well, I'm not happy because my character dies.
they killed off Bond. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Years later.
Or does he get away? Are they going to pull a fast one? He got away.
Who knows?
That's a whole other thing.
Who knows?
But I also have to throw in there that it was around this time that First Blood came out, also with Deer Hunter and all that, where America's conscience started to turn a bit. Instead of saying, oh, Vietnam was a horrible war, they actually started to say, you know what? Maybe we approach this the wrong way.
Maybe it's a good war. Who knows?
War is hell, but there's also, I remember around this time when they had the commercials with the little kid asking, he said, "Dad, what's Vietnam?"
Yeah.
And it's that escapism outlet, basically. It ratchets up entertainment.
It's not escapism per se. I'm thinking back to the First Blood here.
Oh, the first one, yes.
Yeah, that, because like you said, after First Blood, everything else is an aberration,
right?
but in the First Blood context, you actually had a sympathetic character in Rambo. You didn't think of him like that necessarily at first, but you could see his point. And that's sort of the same way that Marvel does his villains. There's always a villain, but he has a point.
Well, the best ones do that. Like,
right.
Except for Disney.
I mean, the whole movie was about like how shittily we treat the people that we send off to fight.
Thanks for your service. You get nothing and die.
You come home and get spit on, and people call you baby killer. It's like, I don't want to fucking be there to begin with. What?
Everybody on base.
And they make good use of the nightmare sequences. He'll see some East Asian people in town, and he gets freaked out, like, oh shit, where am I? And he's not a bigot or anything, but he is basically being treated like shit. And so, like you guys have pretty much summed up, the first movie was a very fine meal that went down well, and the others required a bit of a probiotic.
Well, the thing I always said about the one part I always loved about Rambo 3 is when Troutman turns to Rambo and says, "What do you think, John?" And Rambo just says in that like low, the way Stallone said, "Fuck him."
Yes, I have that audio. So I guess we're saying everybody can change for part 1, and then the rest get a passing rating, and then part 5 gets a fuck 'em rating.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a jacked up